Oh, yeah, man. I remember when Drew Brees came to New Orleans, I'd just been doing comedy maybe like 2 years, and I was buddies with this guy, Scott Fujita, who was...
I know Scott.
Yeah, nice guy, and he came out and...
Stud.
Yeah. I mean, pretty handsome. I didn't think he was that handsome.
Stud football player.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
But he brought Drew out to the comedy show one night. And Drew had just gotten in town, like literally was signed like 2 days before, like had never even played. And I got to meet him after the show. And he seemed like a nice guy, asked about comedy, a little bit. And was just, he wasn't the star that he is now.
Yeah. Because he came from the Chargers.
Yeah, he come from the Chargers. But I was bigger than him, I mean, this is years ago.
Amazing, right?
But I was like, wow, this guy is going to be the quarterback. So I think some people just have a real special gift. I think he has an amazing work ethic, Breeze.
Yeah, but he's so talented. It's not even funny. Like his release, everything, his footwork. He's so smart.
Yeah, I agree. And we got to perform for those. I did some shows actually with for performing for Oklahoma and performing for Georgia before the Rose Bowl.
Really?
Yep.
Where'd you do it at?
At the Improv. One team each different night.
Damn, really?
Dude, I was intimidated.
The Hollywood Improv?
Yeah.
Were they dying?
I mean, they were dying, but when they weren't, it's like 19 to 22-year-old boys. So when they're having a blast, you don't know. Like if one of them says something that you don't know about because they're hip,
I know.
You're like, whoa, fuck. You feel like a senior citizen, man.
See, I was talking with Brian about this. Is so weird. You look at the people who are like uber famous on YouTube and Instagram and Twitter, and they have this young following. Like Selena Gomez, the most followed on Instagram, whatever, has like 40 million followers, 50 million followers, but she's so young, and this young crowd came up with her because all those kids are on social media.
Yeah.
So if you don't have if you can't figure out a way to relate to that young crowd, it's gonna be tough to compete with those big stars, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So even with those college kids, but your material will relate to them. Like you don't need to be.
Yeah, but some shit they just don't think's cool.
Well, if you would have talked politics, you're gonna lose them.
Yeah. And if you talk for too long, if your sentences are too long, you lose them.
Their attention spans,
Yeah. I mean, they would be going back under the phones or disappear. But it was crazy. Like the Georgia team was way wilder, and the Oklahoma team was a lot more organized when they sat like we're in the place.
That's so interesting.
But we walked in, and like the Georgia team's on stage, like just rap battling each other, because they just got there before, and there were some microphones.
All brothers too.
Yeah. I mean, these guys are going at it.
It's Georgia, besides the quarterback.
Yeah. It is. It was like 6 white guys, like a little bit scared, kind of towards the front.
Yeah.
And the quarterback, I guess.
Yeah, the freshman quarterback is trying to not fuck it up for him.
I know, yeah. But it was fun, man. It was fun to just kind of be around those guys. But it was intimidating if there were moments where I lost my footing a little bit, or even just a couple of words, because it's just all dudes.
You'll lose them.
Yeah.
And you'll lose them, right?
Yeah, and it's all like tough dudes. You don't even know how to do anything but just fucking...
Do you have a memory where you just bombed? When you're bombing, you got to dig yourself out. Have you ever had one where you don't get out?
Yeah. I got two of my crazy memories. One time, some dude laughed so hard at the show, he came out of the closet to his buddies just right in front of him. Swear to God, he's just like, I'm gay! It like fucking literally like jarred something in his stem, And his buddies are like, what the fuck, dude? It's right up by the front.
You made him laugh so hard, he just admitted he's gay.
One of his buddies spit beer.
Yeah.
I'm gay. Yeah. And his buddies are like, what the fuck, dude? And it was awkward because it seemed kind of real.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've had people say a lot of stuff. You're like, that guy's retarded. But this guy seemed like he might have been honestly homosexual. And then the other time that I really bombed was, because I'm not trying to fucking, bringing anybody to the other side of the sexual ledger, But the other time that I really had a tough time was at University of South Florida or Central Florida, one or the other. And people are always like, well, which one was it? And I'm like, well, who gives a fuck which one it was?
I agree.
Yeah.
Same, right? Yeah, same, but different.
Yeah. No matter what, obviously I'm not in a cool city in Florida. But they brought me out and I bombed, dude. Bombed right in the beginning. I've been doing comedy like 3 years and I bombed. And it was this thing like battled the bands for their school. They booed me off the stage. It was like 800 people booed me. Some guy booed me with an American flag. Like I wasn't American, And I'm sure you've probably dealt with some of this shit.
Anytime.
But it's like some guy like waving an American flag and booing,
That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm just going backstage, which is still America, you fucking muppet. But
Did you like wave?
Dude. Well, at first I thought he was supporting me. This is the worst part. So I saluted him, right? Even though I was never in ROTC, right? And I hated those fucking dudes. I didn't hate them, but it was like really a bunch of just like fucking closeted gay dudes at our school that were running around after school with wooden guns.
Yeah.
And you'd see them in the hallway like fucking taking cover and shit behind some lockers with wooden guns. You're like, what the fuck is going on?
They're just lost souls, man. Just trying to figure life out.
Yeah, dude, totally.
It's the only lane they fell in.
And one of them like got in trouble for sneaking a walkie-talkie in ROTC, you know? Because they're not supposed to have anything but wooden guns. God, and they were just watching the cheerleaders dance. They're just perverts.
Yeah.
But they had on like uniforms, you know?
The misfits in uniforms. Yeah.
So I saluted the dude, you know? But but he was like against me.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck. Because then I was like, oh, yeah, we're buddies. And then he was fucking against me.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
So I had to go backstage. Well, what they didn't know was I was emceeing the evening. So I had to come back out on a stage 5 more times between each act and introduce the next act.
Every time you come on, would they boo?
Oh, they boo every time. Until the 4th time, it became so funny that they were doing it every time that then it like gave me a chance to like get back in their graces.
Yeah, you're like,
know?
all right, cool, man.
Like I'd been pushed so far down, they're like, fuck no. And by the 4th time, that became the gag.
A lot of comedians, especially this day and age, won't do colleges anymore.
I won't do them.